That's the day I go before the judge. A certain legal situation. The date that I have to go before the judge is April the 30th. That's the day I go before the judge. I got a phone call from a preacher, and he said, I want you to come preach for me on May the 1st. Wait. Now, God did that. Stay with me. God did that to give me something to attach my faith to. So I started to say to him,
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to Tim Talks. And today I want to talk about this fine gentleman that we just watched. That is Prophet Brian Carn. And he's kind of an infamous preacher, quote-unquote prophet. There's videos of him prophesying to people. One of the latest ones that's been all around the internet, all over YouTube, is, I guess recently he called up a young woman in his church, and he told her to sell her house and then take all the proceeds and donate it to the church. Yeah, he's a hustler. Ain't nothing but a hustler. Couldn't make it on the street, so what did he do? He came in the church and fooling thousands of people, and people flocking to him and listening to him. But anyway, in the video we watched, he's testifying and stating that he had a court case on April 30th, 2026. But in his story, he says that a pastor called him and invited him to come preach on May 1st, the day after his court case. And he took it like it was a sign from God that he was going to be okay. And, the church is bumping, shouting, kicking over chairs and cutting up the way that they do, because he's a prophet. So, today, the day of making this video, is May 1st. And I hope that pastor that called him had a plan B, because it ain't going to work out. See, yesterday, Brian Carn went to court, and he was found guilty, pleaded guilty actually, to obstructing the administration of federal tax laws. And he was convicted on that. He hid over $1.3 million in income and failed to pay over $600,000 in taxes owed to the IRS. He was sentenced to 9 months in prison, followed by a period of supervision. It's a 45-day supervision after release. He was also ordered to pay restitution to the IRS. Article doesn't state how much, but anyway, this hustler got convicted of fraud and got sentenced to 9 months in prison. Millions of dollars, owes hundreds of thousands to the IRS. You reap what you sow. You really do. I just want to point out something that stood out to me is in the video that we watched, is he said that to him, when the pastor called him and invited him to preach on May 1st, that was a sign from God that everything was going to be okay and that he was going to be a free man the day after his court case, and he was just going to keep on doing what he's doing. And he said that he took that as a word from God that he can attach his faith to. Kind of like what you've been doing all these years to all these suckers. Bottom line, not to be cruel or mean, but that's what they are. Is you prophesy to people, they take your word, they attach their faith to the thing that you said to them, and then when it doesn't work out, they're left struggling and questioning God. and questioning, well, what did I do wrong that God took away the prophecy? Why am I not lining up? These are the things that people go through after they've been prophesied to and it doesn't come to pass. So you're reaping what you've sown. Because you took what you thought was a word from God, you attached your faith to it, and now the total opposite has happened, and now you got to deal with it. You got to reap it. Like Billy the Kid said in Young Guns, reap the whirlwind. That's what's going on. So, but in my conclusion, I don't want no one here to think that I'm rejoicing in other people's calamity or anything like that. But I do want to say that I thank God when the covers get pulled and people like this that are nothing but a hustler and a fraud and a con man and a liar and has been deceiving people and has had his hand in people's pockets, wallets, and pocketbooks for years and years and left some of these people in calamity and turmoil because he's gone and prophesied to people and told them, give $1,000 to the church, and you do that instead of paying your rent, and then you living out the backseat of your car, and you're wondering why God hasn't blessed you. So I don't take joy in seeing other people fall or anything, but stuff like this is what goes around, what comes around. You reap what you sow, and now you got to deal with it. So reap it. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Stop listening to these people just because they walk around with the title of prophet. The Bible is very clear that you can tell who's a real prophet when what they say comes true. So, anyway, I'm out.